Hi guys, today I'm gonna give you a walkthrough of my Vibe Shearwater 125. I apologize if this video is not that good. This is my first YouTube video, so I'm figuring it out, so cut me some slack. All right, I guess we'll start up here at the bow. Don't have a whole lot going on here. I like to put my rain pants in my rain jacket here. I always wear rain pants whenever I'm out. When it's slightly cold, so when I'm paddling in shallow water or when I'm pulling fish in, I don't get water all over my pants, and it makes the rest of your trip kind of miserable. I did install the Yak Attack anchor trolley. I did it above the seam because just got a little paranoid about the water. But I am incredibly happy with this system and this setup. It works amazing, especially with my 6-foot Yak Attack push pole, which is a must-have if you are fishing any kind of shallow water. Moving on, in this pod, I do plan on eventually getting a big depth finder and buying a second one of these that I have rigged up for the battery and depth finder. But for pushing the shallows now, like I've been doing, going after redfish, this has been great as just a dry storage. I typically keep my phone, wallet, and keys and extra GoPro batteries in here. And also inside, I feel like a must-have for every kayaker that I really think is key. It's got a little bit of rust on it, but a Leatherman of some sorts or a multi-tool. Just to have a flathead and a Phillips or a file, pliers, anything in case something breaks down while you're out there. It's good to have some kind of tool, and this is kind of all in one. And it's definitely saved me a couple times with my steering and other issues while I've been out. So I highly recommend a multi-tool stainless steel. Get a Leatherman brand if you can. And I didn't hook this up, but I do have a piece of paracord to a clip right here that I attach to my drive on this loop while I'm out in the water. That way, when I pull it out and in the shallows, there's no chance of this guy going anywhere. I did take my pedals off because I didn't really see a need for them. There was extra cords and it just kind of gunked things up. And I don't really need them to stabilize myself, I feel. I do have a Yak Attack rod holder right here that I do like. I'm not a big fan of this one, the way the system locks together. So I do plan on getting some new versions of these, but for now, this works great. Moving on, I like to keep my paddle here in the paddle holder. It's nice and out of the way. I keep my push pole. This is for your fishing rods to lay, but I feel that my push pole fits there very nicely and it's out of the way. Continuing to move on, these are the plano box storage spots. You can put 2 planos on each side. What I've done is I made this little battery pack that works good for now. So whenever I have my phone, I have this mount here that I set up for my phone. I put it in the seat tracks and it's completely out of the way for me. I have this case that I just take my phone out of the case here and put it in this guy and it's tethered off and it does a good job for me. But I run a lightning port from here underneath my seat and up to my phone, and it's out of the way and it works great. Continuing on, behind my seat, I like to keep my hog trough. Feel like it's a good spot for it. And one issue that I was having with this kayak is trying to figure out where to put a cooler. Like I've seen everybody with the big cooler bag up front. I'm a bigger guy. I'm 6'3", 235, so wasn't super comfortable with leaning super far forward, having the kayak kind of dip in, just trying to put fish away. So I ended up finding these cooler bags at Walmart for $5 each. So these work awesome. I've probably put 30 plus fish in this so far and haven't had any issues with tearing. It's been a good cooler bag for me. I took those little rubberized twist ties and I just strapped the bag to the back of my seat so it can't go anywhere. I'm really happy with this setup. I'm able to undo this real quick, put that in the car and carry it inside, and it's just a real easy system. On this side, I also keep my anchor and my net on this side and my kayak crate that I made. I took a second crate and just cut it off at that line down there so that I can make a lid. And what I ended up doing was drilling holes all the way around and taking some bungee cords and cutting the ends off, just tying a knot on each side. Now I have this nice little system. Like, it's not super tight, but it keeps everything in. You know, nothing's gonna fall out of there. But whenever I need something, it all comes out real easy. On the side, I have on the back, I have my wheel system. This goes into the scupper holes in the kayak. I definitely prefer this over the other wheels that strap underneath. They're just way too cumbersome, and it didn't work for me personally. I like these because once they're in, they are not going anywhere, and I love that. So moving around the back, I did upgrade my rudder a bit. I did take some eye bolts and extend this out so that I can turn sharper. Here, I'll show you guys. We'll undo this. There that comes out. And when we steer, you definitely can turn a lot tighter than the stock way. And what I ended up doing is, I don't know where you're located, but where I am in Charleston, South Carolina, at Sportsman's Warehouse, I found these little rope ratchets. And one thing I noticed is if I bumped the rudder while it was locked straight up, these cords seemed to stretch. So I would get out there, and let's say there's a little bit of slack in this. I couldn't, like, one way it would turn all the way, but like, let's say if there was slack in this line, if I turned all the way left, that's as far as I'm gonna get instead of, you know, a nice sharp turn. So what I ended up doing was I found these rope ratchets that I really like. And once you get your rudder straight, if you just pull this tight, then your line's tight again. So every time you go out, you can adjust it and make sure that everything's tight and straight, and you're good to go every trip. Continuing on, I got the Yak Attack flag for when I go out early in the morning. This guy is awesome. It's kind of like a tent pole, so it's easy to store, easy to take out. Really, really happy with that. I did put 3 rod holders on this side of the yak tray, or my milk crate that I made. I didn't go on the back because I wanted the lid to be able to close. And I didn't do this side because I wanted a place to set my anchor and that it'd be out of the way and tight. My hog trough. I do have 2 Plano boxes on this side. I have all my jig heads and hooks in one. And then the other, I have my main go-to soft plastics, all my Voodoo shrimps and my Savage Gear shrimps and a bunch of different paddle tails. Over here, I do have my fish grips attached to my kayak on this side, and they just fit nice and neat and out of the way right there. This is my phone holder for when I rub my Deeper Pro sonar that I have attached to this arm that folds out, which is super awesome, by the way. I'm very pleased with this. I was worried about how well it'd work, but when you fold this down into the water, this arm right here allows this to float in the water and stay straight up and down, which has been amazing. And I'm able to see the readout from this on my phone that I can keep right here out of the way. I don't bump it. It's in a good spot, and I can see the bottom. Sorry that the kayak's dirty. I went out today and got on some nice speckled trout, so it was muddy in some areas I was at. Continuing on, under here we have the tray. I did buy this kayak secondhand, so unfortunately, the guy who purchased this from Vibe didn't get the cover for the tray, which kind of sucks, and they're currently out of stock on their website. But this guy works really well for me. I keep my terminal hardware in here. I keep some weights in the back. You gotta have the ProCure. If you're fishing any kind of salt or brackish water, I highly recommend ProCure of any kind. I personally like the Menhaden a lot. You can definitely tell a difference in bites once you apply this to your baits. Keep some leader line. I do have this guy, which I can put my pre-tied leaders onto. And it's super handy. Instead of tying them out on the water, you just, if you break off, you got some backups ready to go. I found this at Sportsman's Warehouse for like $3 or $4, and I'm very happy with this. I keep different, just hard baits, some topwater stuff and jerk baits, and just some mirror lures, some go-tos. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, you gotta have a PFD. PFD is key. I don't care how good of a swimmer you are or where you are, just wear it. Because one day, it's not a matter of if you fall in the water, it's a matter of when you fall in the water. So just always wear it. One thing I do love is this little boomerang tool for cutting line, and it's just so handy to have this retractable tool on you instead of pulling out a knife while you're on the water and trying to cut your leader line or change out your hooks or lures. This little guy can cut braid, steel leader, anything. This has been awesome. Of course, you got to have your whistle depending on what state you're in. And I believe that about covers us. The only thing I can think of, on this side, I have this hook removal tool that has been awesome. This works really, really well. I highly recommend this to anybody. I mean, you got to have the pair of needle nose pliers. You got to have them. But this guy works really well. I'm very happy with this. I found this on Amazon for like $10. But yeah, guys, that's my Vibe Shearwater. I'm sorry the garage is a mess. It's a single car garage, but we're making it work. So again, I apologize that this video sucked. I'm new to this. I've never done this before. But yeah, that's my Vibe Shearwater Inshore setup, and I'm super happy with it. But I want to thank you guys if you made it this far in the video. Thank you for struggling through this with me. But I hope you guys have fun out there. I hope everybody stays safe, and I hope this gave you some ideas for your setup. And if you see anything you like, please use it. Please do. But for now, thank you guys, and tight lines out there. Bye-bye.